Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to have more of a discussion video. I'm really glad that I'm able to make one of these videos because the channel is still mostly going to be gameplays and stuff, but occasionally we will have discussion videos such as this. But today I want to talk about what I want for AI the Somnium files, the Somnium files 3. This is what I want for the game though. So we're just going to be discussing what I think will happen, maybe some theories, and what I would like for the game. So yeah. Now, this is going to have spoilers for AI the Somnium files, the Somnium files, and AI the Somnium files, the Somnium files Nirvana Initiative. And maybe even No Sleep for Tamegate. Also, I haven't technically finished No Sleep for Tamegate, but I think I only have one ending left, so I think I'll be fine. So anyway, let's get started. So for new protagonists, I wouldn't mind Mizuki and Ryuki coming back, but to be honest, I don't really feel like we necessarily need them to come back. I wouldn't mind having a new protagonist. We definitely shouldn't have Date come back because, to be honest, his story is pretty much over, so that would be pretty redundant. But I wouldn't mind Mizuki and Ryuki. They both have solid reasons to come back and be protagonists. I also think there should only be one protagonist. They've kind of already done all they can with the whole true protagonist thing. I feel like it might be a little redundant, so I don't know. Now, this is an interesting one. The alternate reality Ryuki ending in Nirvana Initiative. I've always thought that they could have maybe a spin-off game. They could not make AI the Somnium files 3, but they could have a spin-off that's based on the ending from Nirvana Initiative, where Ryuki, he becomes conscious that they're in a game or whatever. They can make a spin-off based upon that. That's something that I thought. And he could be the protagonist there. I think that's the only reason he should be a protagonist if they make a game like that. Make it Steins Gate Zero, the visual novel. That could be cool, right? That could be cool. I don't know. I think that could be cool. So maybe they could have an alternate reality. I forgot what that ending was called, but where he reaches Mocha or whatever, right? So they could have that. If you base a spinoff on the alternate reality thing for Ryuki, I think that could work. I think that could work definitely. And we might even get back to that because this is an unscripted video, so I'm kind of gathering my thoughts, so bear with me a little bit. But this is something I wanted to talk about too. I think this might be one of the more interesting things in this video is that I don't think Date should be a protagonist, but I do think they could expand his character a bit. Maybe he's a superior again, but now, Date, he's wearing another man's face, right? He has a whole nother man's face on his head, for some reason. But this is the interesting thing. Now, in reality, they probably were oh well, we don't want to alienate people who got used to Date and Saito's body and rah. But the thing is, we did learn the first game that Date wasn't proud of his past. He literally said that he wouldn't even mind getting rid of his body just to escape it. He wanted to be that big, fat, ugly, sludge-pounding Rohan Kumakura. He would be okay being him instead of his actual self because of how self-conscious he is about his past. What they could do is they can make they can make a storyline around that. They can make a storyline around that and basically explore how Date, he's still not really comfortable with his own identity. And that kind of ties into the fact that he also calls himself Date. Now, I think the way this to end is he's not wearing the mask anymore, but maybe he develops a new style and just a new way of living in general. you know? Even though, like, Dante might not be the easiest character to have character development for because he's kind of, like, I always kind of trash how, like, and, like, honestly, there's actually a bigger discussion to talk about with this, but, like, if you go back to the end of the first game, like, him making, like, those lantern jokes with Iris, even though, like, I don't know. And, like, again, like, there's kind of, like, I'm just gonna say, like, Iris is kind by it, but that's a whole nother discussion. Not that she's a bad character, but I don't know. But yeah. Focus alternate routes. So this is something that was a problem in Nirvana Initiative. Like, the endings didn't really feel that great. Like, a lot of the routes, like, they didn't feel like, okay, this is our plan, we have a route, and we're going to make it. It felt like, okay, well, we technically need different endings, so, you know, let's just randomly make a SAT team kill gang or something. Like, they felt very random. So, what I'm thinking is, like the first game, have more focused routes that are, like, based around one thing. Now, the first game did have, like, some things that split off, like the Oga, Misaki, and Explosion route. Like, the Explosion route is kind of, like, different enough, but I think they should have 5+ endings that are all, like, that are all, like, very focused, but they should also be shocking, because, like, you have things like Olga and Iris dying in, like, the Explosion route. You didn't really get that for Nirvana Initiative. And to be fair, it is probably hard to go down a route like that because it's like, you know, nobody would expect, like, Iris or something to, like, die in Nirvana Initiative or something, right? Like no one would really expect that to, like, really be real. They'd be like, oh, I'm on the bag ending, but I feel like they should really try and have, like, routes where a bunch of crazy, shocking things happen, and every route feels like its own story. That's what I think. But they shouldn't try too hard to, like, ultra introduce you into everything. Like, in fact, that should be the prologue. But when you split off, you don't need introduction, because then you're splitting off into these different routes. Eventually go into the true route, right? Alright, so this is something that I was thinking about while I was playing No Sleep for Tamegate. Don't try and have, like, you don't have to have the greatest plot twist ever. You don't. It's not really necessary. Like, being like, oh, well, you know, we have to have, like, the absolute greatest, like, most mind-boggling, most, like, complicated twist ever, or else it's gonna be doo-doo. Like, you don't actually need that, though. You don't. You can just have, like, a very good twist, because, to be honest, like, the first game's plot twist, that might be the best plot twist I've ever seen. I don't really think you can top it. I'm not saying they can't try and make this the best, like, Somnium Palace game. That's a good goal. But, like, trying to have, like, something be like, oh, the best, biggest, most amazing plot twist, like, you know, like, I feel like that's kind of where Nirvana Initiative, like, had shortcomings. Even though I do like that twist, it does definitely feel like, oh, we trying to shock you. Like, that's kind of the vibes it gives off, so, you know, I do understand some of the criticisms of it, and I think they should focus on having something be, like, good first, rather than, like, really trying to shock you and throw you off the trail. Because, like, the biggest problem with Nirvana Initiative's choice is, like, you can't really guess it that much. Like, the first game, shocking twist, mind-boggling. But you could put the pieces together if you really paid attention. With Nirvana Initiative, you can also do that, but it's in a more, like, what's the word, like, empty way, if that makes sense. So, but I do like Nirvana Initiative in its choice, though. But yeah, like, that's probably what I would say. Just don't try to have like the most, you don't have to have the most greatest thing. If you end up coming up with that, that's cool, but you should really try and have it be good before it's the greatest, if that makes any sense. The Moonshot Program. So now I randomly brought this up while I was playing No Sleep for Kamigate. And I think it would kind of be like funny and maybe interesting, but I was saying like maybe they're using the sync machines to copy people's data into AI. I know that sounds crazy, right? Like that's just like ridiculous. It don't make no sense, right? But like, I mean, it might be like, I don't know, like, I mean, maybe, maybe, I mean, I came up with something, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I'm really just serious, what is this Moonshot Program? They brought that up all over No Sleep for Kamigate, and they were talking about, was it something around virtual reality? Was it something around AI? But I don't know. Now, this is the thing, though. I do kind of have a basis for this theory though, because if you really look, especially at the first game, Boss is always encouraging you to sync with somebody. And it just kind of, there's something weird about the way that like you sync with people in general. But I can't quite put my finger on it if I'm being completely totally honest with y'all. But yeah. And like, I just think it's serious. But like, if they had the whole like, oh, like they're using the sync machines to copy people's data into AI thing, that would be kind of funny in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie. But and like, this kind of ties into like, what if, for this new Somnium Files game, why do I keep saying feels? Somnium feels, ugh. Somnium Files game, I cannot speak, I'm sorry. But what if for this new Somnium Files game, like, they have a narrative of AI versus people on some Detroit Become Human type timing? Because that's a very relevant topic right now, AI. And AI the Somnium Files, the Somnium Files, you know, they dive into AI, so... You know, that would be like an interesting game, because we kind of already saw that a little bit in No Sleep for Kamigate, but I would just be interested how that would work, considering we have Aiba and Tama, who are literally our friends, right? Now, this is going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video, but what is up with Boss? Like, what's to her? Like, have y'all noticed that? Like, he be moving kind of like weird sometimes, like, you know, like, let's like talk about this first. Why exactly did Boss suggest to Date, oh, just body swap? It's the only option you have. You didn't have to body swap with Rohan. He didn't have to body swap. Why was that the first thing that she thought of? Was just for him to body swap. And to be honest, I don't totally remember everything, so I can't make my argument like pristine right now, but it's like, if like rewatch the ending of AI the Somnium Files, that like flashback scene, you will notice a lot of weird things. Like the circumstances of everything happening, they don't make sense, y'all. They don't. I'm being truthful. Believe me. I'm telling the truth. If you look back, a lot of this stuff doesn't really make sense. So, it's like, why exactly would she suggest that? And there are a lot of times where Boss has been shady to begin with. And I realized, going back to this thing where Boss suggests a body swap, Boss is real life sus. Because, like, think about it. Because, like, when I saw that ending, where Boss talked to SAT on Mizuki and Nirvana, I was sus, but I was like, maybe I'm just tripping, etc, etc. But now that I've gone back and looked at a bit of the first game, no, like in real life is something weird about her. Because like, she's the whole reason, like she literally didn't even tell Date like about his true past. Oh yeah, that's the thing too. What was her excuse for not telling Date like that he body swapped? I don't remember, but if she would have told him that, he literally would have known like who the killer was, which was Psycho Sejima. So like, a lot of the game, if you really think about it, it's actually her fault, y'all. Because like, not only did she suggest the body swapping, but she also didn't inform Date of his past, bro. I don't know, y'all. I just think there's a strong possibility that Boss could potentially be evil. She's still bad, but she might be evil. That's something to keep in mind, y'all. But yeah, these have been like my scattered thoughts. I know I was kind of rambling because I have literally no script. I just have like some clip notes over here. But yeah, y'all. I do want to like maybe make a revised video of this soon. Maybe like have more of a script, like be more prepared to like talk about it. But yeah, this was a fun video to make, guys. Like, I really enjoyed this video. Hope you did too. Hope you enjoyed like some of my thoughts. I was just like, let me try and like get some of this stuff out. So yeah, I'm definitely going to edit it down a little bit, but hopefully I like illustrated my points like good enough for y'all. I know like, I'm kind of like slurring my words and like, I don't know, stuttering a lot in this video for some reason. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it regardless. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all enjoyed the channel. Hope y'all enjoy all my series on my channel. I hope y'all enjoy the Somnium Files, AI the Somnium Files, whatever you call it. I hope y'all enjoy your day. We'll see you all next time.